Hey, I'm Shannon with Direct Carpet. Today we're going gorilla style. We're installing a stair runner on that staircase right there. We're going to put a timer on it and we're going to start right now. Robbie, on the timer. Here we go. Start. All right, here we go. We're going to take our stair runner. We've already cheated and put the underpad down and it's centered. But we're going to show you how long it takes to get a stair runner on approximately 8 stairs. So here we go. We're starting at the bottom. We've already centered our underpad. We've got our little spacer here. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put it on the side there because we're going to always install our stair runner from the stringer side up. So we're putting our spacer there. We're going to bring this down to the bottom. We've got our tools set up. Yeah, I know we cheated a little bit, but we're ready to go. Ready? Let's get this in place. Let's bring it down. We got it lined up at the bottom, lined up at the side. Let's take our electric gun stapler and lock it into place. Let's do the end. We're going to wiggle through the pile, lock into place. Wiggle through the pile, lock into place. Same thing here, and one on the end. Okay, now we've set up our bottom with the finished edge. Perfect. Let's pull this down and let's get started under the nose. We're going to preform. We're going up on a 45-degree angle. Double tap. Then a staple. Every inch or so. Double tap on the end. I'm using a few more staples because this stuff is pretty tough. Okay, moving on. That's the bottom done. We're lined up with our spacer there. Robbie, how's our time? 1 minute, 47 seconds. All right, let's go. We've got our kicker here. We're going to put some pressure on. We're lined up on this side, which is where we want to be, nice and straight. We're going to put pressure on in the middle. I've got my knee, pressure, kicker, lined up. I'm going to line it up here. I'm going to double tap on the end. I'm going to do the same thing on the left-hand side. Double tap. Right now, we're not stapling the sides in. We're going to leave that blank, but sometimes it causes a little bit of pressure to pop up. So we'll just put a couple more staples in there to hold it. We're nice and straight, nice and tight. We're going to take our stair tool and we are going to crease this carpet so that it perfectly aligns with the 45-degree angle. And it looks nice and crisp. We're going to take our stair kicker. We're going to put some pressure on my hip, kicker. We're going to staple every inch or so. Okay. Now, we're going to take our stair tool and our hammer. We are going to countersink that all the way along because you know why? Because it looks good. Okay, first stair done. Let's move up to the stair riser. Let's take our spacer. Let's put it up. This helps us keep it straight. You can use a tape measure to keep it straight, but we're going to use that spacer. I love it. So since we have the spacer here, we're going to line it up. Double tap, triple tap. Because this is stiff, you do not have to use that many staples with softer carpet. All right, we're going to work our way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double tap, few extras. If you want to crease this underneath, take your stair tucker and crease this underneath if it's very stiff carpet. Looks like we need some more staples. Let's get a clip in there. All right. 4 minutes and 16 seconds. All right, let's tighten this up and let's move this stair runner up along. Okay, looking good. Let's get our kicker, put some pressure on that. We're spaced out over here, very nice. Now I'm just going to work all the way along here. I'm going to take my stair tool and I'm going to crease that puppy in. going to take my hammer. I'm going to countersink that, and I'm going to put a few more staples in. I'm going to countersink one more time. All right, nice and tight. Now, you do have the option, if you want to pop staples in the side, you can put 3 staples in here, but otherwise this will relax itself in due time. Now, moving on up. Spacer. Let's get lined up for a double tap. 1, 2. Now this is tough stuff. It's actually Anderson Tough Tex Scout. The color is briarwood. So it needs some extra care. Let's get our spacer in there. We're good. Let's get our kicker, get some pressure. Now let me show you what we could do here. If we were to put our spacer in there, and we could staple this in 3 spots. Between the binding and between the carpet. So what I would do is, you can see that there's a bubble here. We're going to put a little bit of pressure on there, right? Let's get it snug. And then you'd pop 3 staples in here between the binding and the carpet. That way you don't see the indentations. If you do see an indentation, you can take your stair tool and your hammer. Let's show you that. You just countersink. Done. So now, by locking it in on each side, this has no staples in, and now we have the opportunity to just super crease this. So this is another way I like to install a stair runner. A lot of people like to use tack strip. This particular carpet, Anderson Tough Tex, has a felt backing, and the tack strip, the felt and the tack strip do not like each other. Okay, we've got a good crease. Let's put some pressure on that. Now, nice and tight, right? You want it tight. It's got to be safe. It's a stair runner. Let's countersink. Beautiful. Let's move our spacer up 1 tier. We're looking good. Let's pre-bend or pre-form this a little bit. It is tough carpet, right? Anderson Tough Tex. Let's try to double tap on the end. 1, 2, and then every inch with this stuff. Now, staples I'm using, 9/16 by 3/16 today. You can use 9/16 by 5/16, whatever you have. Okay, we're lined up. Let's put some pressure on that. Robbie, how are we doing on time? 8 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, let's go. Pressure. Make sure our spacer's good in there. Now I'm going to do this one a little different. We got pressure, and then I'm just going to pre-crease that so that it makes it easier so the staples don't pop. Right? This is if you're not stapling the sides. So let's make sure, nice and straight, which we are. We're good. Okay. Yep, looks good. Let's get pressure. Double tap. Move it along. Double tap. We're going to take our stair tool. We're going to pre-crease that in there. Nice and tight. Let me grab some staples. Robbie, how are we doing on time? 9 minutes and 34 seconds. Oh, isn't the dog cute? That's Juno. That's my husky. All right, let's fill up our staples. Show you what the staples look like. We're going to leave a description down below of all the tools we're using today. I'm going to get rid of that little guy, and we're going to go for that. All right, so here we go. We're going to move our spacer up there so we stay straight. We're going to countersink on a 45-degree angle. Ready, double tap. 1, 2. Every inch on a 45-degree angle. Double tap on the end. Here we go. Feel for that. Feels nice. Now this one, we're going to do the same thing as we did 2 stairs below. We're going to show you that method again. Now any DIYer can do this. You can order this carpet right off the website at directcarpet.com. Rent the tools, buy the tools, and you can actually install this stair runner yourself. If you order today, we ship tomorrow. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. We'll show you this other method. We're going to put it on the hip. We're going to get some pressure on the kicker, right? We're lined up on our spacer over there. I know you guys can't see it exactly. Robbie, get a high view of that. So the spacer is lined up over here, which is great. So what we'll do is, while he's got it up high, why don't we put that in? See that? Did you see that? There's a little gap here. We come to the middle. We put pressure. We twist our hip a little bit like this until we're nice and straight. That's how easy it is. We're good. Let's split the difference between the pile and the binding, and that locks down that side. Now, Rob, we come over here. We get a little bit of pressure here. We do the same thing. 1, 2, and 3 while I'm leaning on this. Now I'm going to take pressure off. Ready? Watch. Here we go. Now, we put 3 staples in on the left, 3 staples in on the right. To tell you the truth, with Anderson Tough-Tex, because it is so dense and strong and amazing, I like the 3 staples on the side better because look at how tight this is. Very nice. Then you take your stair tool and you create a crease. Now, if you watched the last Stair Runner tutorial I did, we only stapled in this crease here because it was very soft. But with Anderson Tough-Tex, we like to kind of reinforce. Okay, crease is done. Let's put some pressure just to keep it tight, right? I just have a little bit of pressure. I'm going every inch or so. If you need the staples, use the staples. If it's super soft, you don't need so many. Now we're not changing any methods as we go up. We're doing every stair the same way. Actually, I take that back. We're showing you 2 different methods, so I lied. Let's go. We'll take our spacer. We'll put it up 1. We're going to pre-form, pre-crease. 45-degree angle. Double tap. Feel for staples, nothing there. Feels good. Watch when you run your hand under here as well because you don't want, if the staple popped out, it will cut you. If you want a better crease in here, say this gap is bothering you, you can take your stair tucker or your stair tool and you can super crease this till your heart's content. That way you can keep this nice and tight. If you see it, you can also pop a couple more staples there. Moving on. Let's go. We're almost done here. Robbie, how are we doing on time? Let's have a peek. Let's see. Juno. 13 minutes and 29 seconds. All right. You're going to want to stick around to the end because we're going to show you how to finish your stair runner. We've got our spacer in there. We're going to stay with the same method that works very well with Anderson Tough-Tex. We're going to take our kicker. We're going to line it up. Okay? Pressure. 1, 2, and 3. Other side. Pressure. Rob, get up high on that. Ready? Pressure. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Okay? Let's score this. Okay? The more you score, the better it's going to be. That's where the professional look comes in because any seams or any joints you're going to do are always going to be in this line here. Right? So that's where you hide everything. Here we go. Pressure. Okay, now countersink. Ready? Here we go. Very nice. Look at the line. Perfect. Beautiful. Seamless. Right? Okay, stay with me. We're almost done. Let's move our spacer up. Now you can just make your spacer out of a piece of underpad or whatever you have, but see how easy it is to, how easy it makes it to space? Okay, let's go. It's hot, hot, hot in here today, kids. Okay, on the end, up on a 45. Double tap, and then move it along. Okay, ready? See this here? Push up like this, double tap. If it really bothers you, pop a staple in there like that. Okay, pre-crease, pre-score. This is what I wanted you guys. You waited till the end. Let's say we're coming up to the end of our haul here. We want to finish underneath this nose nice. Now, we've got a finished edge on the top here. We can't just fit it in like that, but that's how we want it to look. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a knife. We're going to grab a good knife with a sharp blade. We're going to fold this down. We're going to leave about an inch or two. We're going to cut this off. You're like, Keith, why are you cutting that off? Oh my God. Because we want to use this as a finished edge under there. And remember what I told you, we hide all of our seams in between the tread and the riser. So watch, this is how we're going to do it. Now, if you're wondering how we did the underpad, we're an inch shorter on each side plus an inch short at the back. That gives us a place to staple where normally your tack strip would be. Okay, here we go. Ready? We've got our spacer in there, nice and straight. I'm going to take our kicker. We're going to go with the same method. Let me grab a row of staples. We're keeping this live and real, in real time. I want to show you how easy it is with two different methods of installing a stair runner. Okay, here we go. We got our template there. We're looking good. Twist it over a little bit. Here we are. Now, let's just get this in. Now I want you guys to see the angle of this staple gun I'm doing. Every other time when we did a stair, I had it on a 45-degree angle. When I'm on my last stair, I always tip it straight up and down. I'm going to show you why. So I didn't double tap on the ends here, and I didn't staple the sides, okay? Because I always staple the end first when I'm at the end. Now let's secure it. 1, 2, and 3. Same with the other side. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. You guys can see that. Looks great. We're going to take our stair tool. We are going to super crease. Now, we were just discussing the staples. Right? We were just discussing the staples, right? And I stapled down like this, straight up and down. The reason why is, now we have to cut this off. Now you don't want to cut your backer board, your riser. So you want to get a sharp blade and you want to get in here on the perfect angle. And instead of cutting down on an angle on a 45 where you're going to hit the staples, you almost want to cut flat like this and cut above the staples. But watch how we're going to do this. To the middle. Look at that. Perfection. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing from the right-hand side. Did you hear me hit a staple there at all? No siree, Bobby. That's almost magic in real time. Okay, what I want you to do next is clean out the trough, so to speak. I want you to take your stair tool and I want you to tuck it really good all the way along. If you feel like you need a few more staples, if it looks wavy and you didn't use tack strip, I want you to pop a staple, an extra staple in to keep it down, but please split the pile. We'll actually show you what that looks like. Split the pile, pop a staple. Okay, now, Keith, how do we finish off the top riser and stop the clock? Stop the clock. Okay. Stay there, Rob. We're going to grab a tape measure. We're going to measure from under the nose down to the point. Rob, you got that? I see 6 1/4. Let's check the other side because you never know if a stair is going to be straight or not. We got 6 1/4 there. So now we're going to take our finished edge, right? Follow me. This is what we're going to do. I've got my cutting area all set up. Whoo, it's hot, hot, hot. Sweating. Since we're 6 1/4, I'm going to measure from here. 6 1/4, I'm going to mark with a pencil. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. 6 1/4. Now, I'm going to line those guys up. Okay? Keep your eyes on that prize, Robbie. I'm going to get a pair of scissors or shears. I'm not cutting with a knife. You can, as long as you only cut in between. But I'd really like you to use a pair of scissors or sharp shears to get through the binding here. Very important. The binding is everything, right? So you want to cut from the outside in. Watch. I'm going to twist in, and I'm going to cut right on that line. Now, I'd rather you have extra and have to cut it again than be short. Now, see how I flipped that around? Because I don't want to cut through the binding. I want to cut in. Here we go. Let's check it out. We'll bring our scissors with us just in case we have to tighten it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to fit it in. Look at that. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay, now we want to take our stair tool and bang that in. Okay, and make sure that, I mean, look at it. That needs to look like it was always one piece, and it does. Now, you can see at the end, we want to put a little glue in there after with a glue gun. That always, did I get you in the eyes, Rob? We want to put a little glue here at all times on the end, right? And that will hold that in place and keep that there from fraying, right? Wherever you're going to join, you always want to put a little glue. So now that we're in, pop one at the top, split the pile, one at the bottom. Let's move down. We'll do it all the way along the top, splitting the pile. Do the bottom, split the pile. I just wiggle that gun a little bit, and that looks pretty good, right? We're not worried about the top piece as much as these. You're not walking on this. This is just for finish. Looks fantastic. Let's check our time, Rob. How do we do? 22 minutes. Let's stop it there. 22 minutes, 43 seconds, 83 milliseconds. Is that how it works? All right, look at me. I'm soaked. But here you go. Robbie, get over here. Have a look at this. You know what? Let me pull those tools off. So you can just have a better look at that. That is a stair runner done in less than 25 minutes. Okay? Now, we don't expect you to put them on that quick. We showed you a couple of methods. We showed you the side staple method, and we showed you just the crease method. You can get this carpet. This carpet is called Scout Briarwood. It's Anderson Tuftex. It's 100% nylon. Great for kids, great for pets. If you have any questions, hit me up in chat at directcarpet.com. I'm Keith Shannon. I hope you enjoyed it. 22 minutes, gorilla style.